Welcome to Flex GUI. In this tutorial we're going to show you all about status labels. So let's get started. First we'll go to documentation, open status labels. And status labels are created by using a Q label and setting the object name to the status label name. As you can see here, the precision of float type statuses can be set using the precision dynamic property, and we'll get into that in just a bit. First we'll go down here and look at some and that's the precision. So here's some of your status labels. These are single status labels, and we'll start out with some state and mode labels. Let's add a label. We better move that thing too. Yeah, let's drag that label over here. We've got a little bit more room. Another label. We're going to set the layout to grid, which you can't see, it's off screen, but it is. We change the text of that label. We're going to change the object name of this one. Now we're going to save this, run it, and you'll see that the exec state is exec done. So now let's add some more in here. Note where the red box is going to put it in a position. If it's a blue line, it's going to insert another level, either horizontally or vertically, depending on where you're holding it. Okay. Now I'm going to change this into a group box so we can add a title to it. I just type in the title. Now we'll go back to the documents and let's see, interpreter state. Copy that. Double click on the label to change the text. Changing the object name, interpreter state label. Let's get the rest of them. Next we're going for motion mode. Change the object name to motion mode. Notice that I don't bother removing text label as a label text. We'll go to task mode, and it automatically gets overwritten when the program runs. But there is a little trick. If you have a long label, you set the width of it to make sure that it doesn't expand and contract as the label length changes. Alright, we'll save that. We'll run this. We'll see all the states. You can see the exec done, interpreter idle, trajectory mode free. That means it's not homed. See, when I close the e-stop, it changes to state e-stop reset. Now we're state on, so this is different states that Linux CNC is in. So next we'll do some units labels. Dragging labels in there. It's just that simple. I'll go back. There we go. Let's see, we're looking for linear units. Change the text. Change the object name. Let's go grab program units. And a lot of these, you can go into the Linux CNC documentation. There's a link in the docs. And here's our linear units and our program units. Alright. Next we'll do a little change, morph this into a Q group box again so we can add a title. Change the title. We'll do the NC codes, which includes G and M. Lay a couple of labels in there. Go back over to our documents. We'll copy the G codes label name. Select that. Change the object name. And do the same for the M codes. Change that. Alright, now we're going to run the sim, and you can see our active G codes and our active M codes. It's just that simple. Alright, let's make a DRO. Start dragging some labels in. So building a GUI using Flex GUI is just really easy and simple. And the great thing is you can have it look like anything you want. Add a couple more labels in here. Oops. There we go. And you press the control and you can select several things and change some of the properties of a group of things all at one time. Just save yourself a little time. Well, change the horizontal alignment to center, or we can change it to right. I'll leave it on center for this one. Add one more label. Let's go back to the documents and scroll down to the special labels. And so the absolute position status labels, we'll add those. There's X, Y, and Z because it's a 3-axis sim. Change the object name. We'll get the next one. Copy that. Change the object name. Go grab the next one. Change that. Okay, save it. Run our program. And you can see we have the actual axis position, which at startup is usually 0. Now we're going to add another label, a series of labels. And these will be the axis position, including all offsets. Go back to the docs and the relative status labels. Let's just copy this. Couldn't make up my mind, I guess, what I want to copy. I'm going to copy and paste that. Save me a little time. Now we'll go ahead and make that one the same. Alright. So it's just a lot of copy and paste, drag and drop. Now here I'm just going to use this same one but change the X to a Y. Again, use the same one, paste it and change the X to a Z. I'm going to save it and then run it, and you can see our relative, which is everything's at 0 because we haven't moved any of the axes yet. We'll get to that in another next video maybe. So let's do some precision. We'll go back to the docs and take a look at the precision settings. So, click on that green plus sign, you select string after you select the object, and you type in precision or copy and paste it, whatever. And we'll copy the name, property name. We'll go back here, save string, paste it. We'll set this one to 1. We'll do that again. String. Okay. Set this one to 2. Select my z-axis. String. Paste. 3. Yeah. Save it. We're on our. There you can see I got 1, 2, or 3 digits after the precision. That's just that easy to set the precision that you wish for each one. Now let's get some offset labels to show the current offsets. Movie mount. Yep. You got velocity labels that you can create. You got spindle labels you can create. I/O status labels you can create. Current tool status labels you can create. Just every status that's available, and plus some that's not available, you can actually create, like the velocity labels. So G5, which is a current coordinate system status. Let's go over here. G5 status. And I'm selecting that tab, and I'm going to change the layout to grid and drag another group box in. Notice the blue line where it's going to go inserted. Now I'm dragging this across, and you can drag it across one object at a time to make it occupy more than one square. And here again we need to drag some labels in there. And we know we need 4 rows and 2 columns. So we'll drag those in. And right click, and we're going to select grid, which is off screen, you can't see it, but it is. Change the text of that label. Just double click and type to change the text. Now we're going to change the object name. We'll do the same thing we did before. Use the same one. Just keep pasting and changing the axis letter. So that are X, Y, and Z offsets. We'll run the program. See, our offsets are all at 0 because we haven't set any. And we'll go back to our docs. Get our G92 status labels. Double click. Let's drag some labels in. Again, we know we need 4 rows, 2 columns. And drag and drop. Select layout grid. Now I'm going to change our layout alignment. And that's just how it looks. watch when I change that last one, that group box will see how it got narrow. It's only as wide as it needs to be when you have that layout alignment set. So now let's go set the minimum width. Oops, not 2003, 200. Hit enter key, and you can see that got wider. So what we'll go back here and grab our G92 label for X-axis. Go ahead and change it. Object name, and we'll do the same thing. Just use the same object name and change the letter, the axis letter. And Z. We'll save it. Run our configuration. And you can see there are G92 offsets, our G5 offsets. And that's it for this one. Here's our precision settings. So status labels, easy to do. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.